you may have heard about this, but the next one I'm going to show is about a plane crash in Colombia.
Okay.
So these children were on this
I saw
plane,
this.
and they survived in the rainforest for like over 40 days.
Yeah.
With obviously very, very limited supplies. It's crazy. And they're only children who survived. The only people who survived were children. I think there's like 4 children.
Yeah.
Let me just pop this on screen. It is insane. So, the mother of 4 children rescued after 40 days in the Amazon jungle was alive for 4 days after their plane crashed. Now, I will just preference this. It's dealing with Colombian names, so get ready for some awful pronunciation. Magdalena Mukati told her children to leave and find help as she lay dying. Speaking to reporters, the children's father, Manuel Renoque, said his eldest daughter told him their mother urged them to get out and save themselves. The siblings, aged 13, 9, 5 and 1, were rescued and airlifted out of the jungle on Friday. They were moved to a military hospital in the nation's capital of Bogota. The one thing that 13-year-old Leslie has cleared up for me is that, in fact, her mother was alive for 4 days, Mr. Ranoke. Oh, that's what I'm going to continue calling him. Told reporters outside the hospital. Before she died, their mum told them something like, "You guys get out of here. You guys are going to see the kind of man your dad is, and he's going to show you the same kind of great love that I have shown you," he said. Details have been emerging about the children's time in the jungle and their miraculous rescue, including the first things that the children said when they were found. Rescue worker Nicholas Ordonez Gomez recalled the moment they discovered the children. The eldest daughter, Leslie, with the little one in her arms, ran towards me, Leslie said. "I'm hungry," he told public broadcast channel RTVC. One of the 2 boys was laying down. He got up and said to me, "My mum is dead." He said rescuers responded with positive words, saying that we were friends, that we were sent by the family. Mr. Ordonez said the boy replied, "I want some bread and sausage." So these kids had not eaten pretty much any proper food the entire time they were there. It's just crazy. The children are members of the Hoitoto indigenous group, and their grandfather told Colombian media that their knowledge of edible fruit and seeds had been key to their survival. The eldest child, 13-year-old Leslie, had been credited with keeping her siblings alive. Henry Guerrero, exactly like a 13-year-old, and this is placed on their shoulders. Like, keep your younger siblings alive.
Yeah, in the jungle as well, man. Jesus Christ. Henry
Guerrero, an indigenous man who was part of the team which finally located the children, said they managed to build a small shelter. They had made a small tent from tarpaulin and placed a towel on the ground. They always stayed near the river, and she, Leslie, carried a small soda bottle which she used to fill with and carry water. In footage released on Sunday of the children's rescue, the 4 siblings appeared to be emaciated from weeks they spent fending for themselves in the wilderness. Mr. Guerrero said the only thing that they had in mind was to eat when they were found. They wanted to eat rice pudding, they wanted to eat bread, he said. Ms. Mukati and her children had been travelling on the Cessna 206 aircraft from, I believe you pronounce this, Araraquara, that's my best guess, in the Amazonas province to San Jose del Guevara on 1st of May. Their plan was to join their father, who had fled their home after receiving threats from a rebel group. The plane crashed nose first in dense jungle in the south of Colombia after experiencing engine failure. It took search teams 2 weeks to locate the wreckage. The bodies of the adults on board, the children's mother and 2 pilots, were found at the crash site by the army, but it appeared that the children had wandered into the rainforest to find help. The missing children became the focus of the huge rescue operation involving more than 100 soldiers, local indigenous people and sniffer dogs. The search teams repeatedly spotted signs in the jungle, including footprints and fruit that had been bitten into, which led them to believe the children had survived the crash. Helicopters flew over the area broadcasting a recorded message from their grandmother in the Huitoto language, urging them to stay put to make it easier to locate them. The children told their rescuers that they had heard the helicopters and the message. They were finally located on Friday in a small clearing by a team of rescuers who had heard one of the siblings crying. When we found them, it was really a great happiness, Mr. Guerrero said, describing the moment. Their grandfather, Fidencio Valencia, said they were very weakened, they have small wounds and bruises, they have illness that they contracted in the jungle, but overall, they're well, they're in good hands. He added that a bag of cassava flour the children had found in the plane had sustained them for the first weeks. They are being treated in hospital for malnutrition and dehydration and have been visited by the family and members of the search operation. The Colombian military tweeted drawings the children had painted, one of which shows a sniffer dog known as Wilson. This bit is horrible. Wilson, who lost contact with his handlers, is thought to have tracked down the children and spent some time with them in the jungle, but is now unaccounted for. The Colombian military said it would continue searching for the dog, assuring Colombians in a tweet, "We leave no one behind."
Oh, but
Yeah, so this is a drawing of one of the obviously children has made of the jungle with the dog.
So Wilson was the dog who found them as well.
Yeah, so there's from what they've said here, the sniffer dog has lost contact with the people who are running the search, and they've literally the dog's obviously run off, caught some sort of scent, I'd imagine, and then found these children, and the children said that the dog spent some time with them, but by the time the rescuers actually got to the children, the dog had not been there. So yeah, it's crazy.
God, man. I mean, that dog might do from that last little boost to like hold on and stuff.
Yeah.
The fact they had a 1-year-old with them is fucking mental.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I think, what was it say at the top in terms of the ages of the children?
Oh, he's young, man. Like,
I think, what was it?
13.
9, 5, and 1. So 13, 9, 5, and 1.
Mental.
Or the rest of them all under 10. You've got 13-year-old who's probably chiefly responsible for the fact that they're still alive. It's crazy.
Fair play. She needs some sort of medal.
Yeah. That's insane. 40 days. 40 days.
Oh, man. In the jungle as well. It's like, that is just absolutely crazy.
I mean, I don't even know. We would probably be absolutely terrible given supplies to survive in the jungle.
Yeah, man, we'd probably be dead in a few days.
Yeah.
We'd probably wouldn't know what to eat. We'd eat something poisonous.
Yeah.
Maybe a week or something. You'd be. So the fact they did 40 days, I think it helped that they were indigenous as well.
Oh yeah. Having the knowledge,
what kind of fruits and that to eat. But yeah, just everything's out to get you as well in the jungle, isn't it? Everything's out to just the heat, the dehydration, the malnutrition, the diseases, illnesses, like just water. I mean, I don't even drink water. I find a water source.
Yeah, I think they stayed near a some sort of river or water source, but even then, you're kind of taking a complete gamble whether the water's fine or not.
Yeah, safe to drink. Yeah, I mean, again, like luckily that they were from an indigenous tribe, because their stomachs and stuff would have adapted. You know, like if we were to drink that water, we'd probably get sick very quick.
It's it's astounding that they survived a week, let alone 40 days.
What a good story, though. What a quality.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like the whole of like Colombia as well got together and were like wanting the rescue to be a success. Everyone seemed to be behind it and stuff. So
yeah, it's like it just galvanizes everyone, doesn't it? It's like you want to fight, you want them found, you want to save them. And the whole country kind of just, because it's like fixated. I imagine this is on Colombian news, like for weeks and weeks and weeks. It's still not been found.
It must be so hard to find the bits of fruit or whatever that have been eaten. But obviously you got a perimeter, and it's like, how far do they travel?
Yeah.
It's so dense, isn't it? The jungle. It's like, you don't know which way to go. Obviously they've got trackers and different people there. But yeah, what a rescue operation.
I'm just gonna see if I can find the actual. I don't know if they took any images of the actual crashed plane, because obviously from the sounds of it, it's a small propeller based aircraft, I would imagine.
Yeah. I wonder how far they'd actually travelled from the plane in the end over the. I imagine again because they found the plane, then it took them a couple of weeks after that to find the kids. So
yeah, I don't know if it's this one. I think it might be. I'll put this on the screen. But yeah, it's crazy story, and like you say, obviously brilliant that they were found in the end. But it's obviously a bit sad about the dog, and obviously there were people who died. But it's such a better scenario that the children were found, and
small plane, isn't it? They must have been at the back.
I'd imagine so, yeah, because you don't really understand how anyone can survive that, let alone small children.
Yeah, the only thing there is they were just at the back.
Yeah,
the only reasonable to subscription. Yeah,
crazy. But yeah,
that is that. I mean, yeah, that just looks like it literally just proper nosedived.
Yeah, just plunged into the jungle. Crazy.
Because the front of it's gone, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, the front of it just doesn't exist. It's almost like the plane starts at the wings.
Yeah.
It's just completely gone.
That's mad.
But yeah, like you say, they must have been at the back. This is the only explainable possibility of them actually not dying from that crash.
So, I mean, just the fact that the eldest, the 13-year-old, survived, because without her, obviously the others wouldn't have, I doubt would have been able to survive.
Mm.
Especially the two youngest.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like how they survived it. Obviously, the 13-year-old, that weight then placed on your shoulders, not only to save yourself and leave your mum behind, who at the time was probably still alive. Just then trying to look after your siblings is in a place that is literally not designed to kill you, but everything there is not
wants
welcoming.
to kill you. Yeah.